All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the American Dota League. It's season number 2, day number 2 here. We've already got our first series underway. It is Sneaky Nick's Assassin versus Union Gaming PE. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Brought to you by Steel Series, casted by High Ground TV. Of course, that's myself, Mott, and with me tonight is Kyle Guy. How are you doing, sir?
Mott, I'm doing great. I'm excited. Day number 2 of the American Dota League, and we got a nice quality North American versus South American matchup. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we saw Union Gamers last night. They, of course, took one game off of THD in that 2-game series. Now they're going up against SNA, Sneaky Nick's Assassin, of course, Sna on this team. And this is the new team everyone is looking forward to. Obviously, IX Mike, the captain here. He's with his old friend, Fluff and Stuff, formerly of Team Liquid. We'll see how they perform right now. This is going to be my first chance to watch them, at least in a tournament and competitive setting. I'm really looking forward to it. Love these players. I've known Whitebeard for a while as well, going back to Fnatic NA, Sna and Ush. I've seen them, of course, and of course the NA Dota Elite League and many other things. And I gotta say, SNA, I'm looking forward to their draft here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be hard not to be biased in this one, Mott. Been watching a lot of these players in the NEL and just general North American quality rage Dota. Just can't go wrong with that. So I'm excited as well, but don't count out the Peruvians, man. They know what they're doing. They're aggressive. They love the pause button. It's fantastic. So with that said, Shadow Shaman and Clockwork, first 2 grabs up. A lot of people would question this Shadow Shaman as a first grab. I know the eastern side of Dota, they love this hero. It's fantastic pushing lamps. They're actually almost perfect with it. So, I mean, did you have any personal thoughts?
I mean, we talked about it last night in the Rasta, and the more I think about it, the more I do like the hero, but I still don't know if it's first pick material. Obviously, Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they value it there, and it's so good for lockdown and pushing like we talked about, but I mean, listen, I mean, it's a hero that we don't always see in Dota, and so I think that's a good thing. Like, anytime you can get kind of out of the meta and just say, hey, listen, we've got a hero here that's pretty good that people are going to start picking, I feel like that's cool, because that's kind of the game of Dota in a nutshell. Pick some heroes, just make some new interesting strats and go from there. And that's kind of cool about new teams as well. With Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they have this kind of new lineup, and maybe they'll have some interesting drafts going their way, especially with Mike drafting. But Union Gaming, don't sleep on them. Like we talked about, the Invoker, the Ancient Apparition, they almost love the pause button as much as the NA Dota Elite League players and how they use it to BM. So they use it a bit differently, but still, they do have the AA now. They have the Invoker. Good draft for both sides thus far.
Yes, and well, not either team, not giving away too much information, just very basic textbook kind of draft coming out right here. They do give a little bit away throwing out that early Clockwork, but I know it's also one of their most successful pickups. Actually, I was looking over their stats before, and believe it or not, I know we have Greg in the house, but we can't use him during this draft, so I'll pull out a little stat of my own. They are currently 5-0 with Clockwork since forming this team, so they definitely use him very efficiently and very well, so they want to pick him up early. Heavy great initiator in the off lane. I'm not certain if IX Mike also plays off lane for this team, but I know it's a pickup he loves and enjoys, so I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when he switched to, well, he didn't really switch, but when he started playing offlane in the NEL, and I know you've seen some of these games, like, it's just outstanding. He actually put the team on his back. I mean, and not only did he offlane like the Clockwork and the Bounty Hunter, he offlane heroes like the Faceless Void, and he kind of made that sort of a new meta thing. So IX Mike, don't sleep on him in the offlane if that's where he's going to be. I'm not exactly sure what role everyone's going to play. I believe Fluff is a support, obviously. Whitebeard, I'm not sure. He might be the other support, and Sna and Ush might be playing the 1 and 2. Of course, you can see where that goes as we jump into the game and as the draft completes. But as it stands right now, I mean, we are getting through the bans real quick. The Invoker is going to be a bit of an issue, obviously, whether that's Quaswex or Quas Exhort. It should be interesting. We have a couple of, I think, I'm not sure if Union Gaming had the same lineup last night. I don't believe Angel was there, and I'm not sure. Chisterol is actually Citterol. I don't know why he decided to switch his name up, but listen, it's North American and South American Dota, they do that, for every single game. I'm not going to complain, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to complain either. I got a little dumbfounded right there. A Templar Assassin grab early. Templar Assassin, typically nowadays I would see is picked up as a counter pick, kind of the same way we saw Razor being grabbed, but I guess they want some heavy burst damage in that mid lane when they go against the Invoker. It's something new. Typically, if you get a hold of that Invoker, you're going to have prime dominance in the lane, but I think Templar Assassin can definitely hold their own. I would like to see them pick up a secondary support who can do a little bit of that roam game and be able to put attention on the Invoker early, so we'll see if that's something they look for. And Union Gaming, I wouldn't mind them picking up a Rubik. I always enjoy Rubik going against the Clockwork. The telekinesis works very nicely to get him out of any cog situation. Obviously, with the Shadow Shaman in game, you have a nice picking of some good spells to steal, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Rubik would be fine. Honestly, I 100% agree here. But the question is, you have other heroes like Dazzle, and everyone's kind of like, it's almost like they don't even feel confident in like their ability to play the hero. They just grab it because they think it's good or it works with the meta or what have you. And I'm not sure if Union Gaming are going to grab something like the Dazzle or another support that's seen in the meta, but Rubik is certainly one that's been around for quite some time. And I was actually thinking back to TI2 when Dendy was playing pretty much Shilamid Rubik kind of like exclusively, and I kind of missed it a little bit. And he I don't know, you could argue that he wasn't that strong. The Rubik, yes, his favorable damage was good. I think he had higher base movement speed and higher base damage as well, but I don't know. I feel like I want to see more mid Rubiks, but it's just not going to happen with the way he is right now and how much damage he can put out. So I don't know. That's just me going off on a tangent, I suppose, Kyle. Like, I feel free to like slap me in the face if I.
It's okay, Ma. You are passionate about Rubik apparently, and that's fine.
Yeah.
No, absolutely no judgment whatsoever. But I feel like Union Gaming also they could potentially pull out some little cheeky global strat here. I mean, they already could use maybe a XOR. We don't see very often, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Ancient Apparition, obviously, with the global Ice Blast. Okay, Nature's Prophet is still in the pool, and it is their #1 pickup. They pick it up 8 times, or 4 and 4 with it. So that could be a possibility as well if they want to do some sort of cheeky global strat.
Yeah, absolutely, and that would work. But I think if they want to go for the Sunstrike strategy, they need something to lock it down with, like a Shadow Demon. Rasta would have been good in that scenario. Even an Nyx Assassin, which is, by the way, still available, and we know how much, of course, not like it. But you were absolutely on the point there, my friend. Oh man, you are a soothsayer. You called it out. Kyle guy, he's a witch. Everybody, he's a wizard or a witch.
It just kind of all fell into line. It looked like with their, when they love the Nature's Prophet. They pick him up very often, and then the global strat just seems to be like something in the Peruvian style, I guess. That spicy salsa verde aggressive style, but can't hate on this guy. Trees are legal, Mott, and they grab up the Tree on Protector.
Yeah, he is certainly legal, and he's actually they're using him more often than not. The kids, they love him nowadays. With that, of course, Living Armor, the leech seed as well. Pretty good stuff. I mean, Living Armor is so strong. If you combine it up with the Templar Assassin Refraction, how are you going to kill that hero? It's ridiculous. TA, going to be very tanky with Refraction, Melt Strike as well, just to make sure she is invisible. Have to carry detection around early on. It's going to be tough to roam on the TA as well, especially, like I said, with that Living Armor. So now, not only is there the Nature's Prophet, he's a tree-friendly man himself, but the Tree and Protector on the other side of things. It's interesting because we see this pick more and more often, and it seems to be kind of a North American staple. But then they pick up the Venomancer, and you kind of had to expect this coming out from Union Gaming. They needed something to deal with that Templar Assassin. Veno is exactly that.
Yeah, he also adds a lot of pushing flavor to this lineup as well. Invoker, if he does go with the QE, he'll have the Forge Spirits to go along with Nature's Prophet's army of his own, the little rat toad he's going to have right there. And now the Wards just adding even more to it. So this is a nice little aggressive push lineup. Now, mind you, they are also squishy. We don't have any real meat on this team. No one who can take a hard hit, and that hard hit could be coming from a very fed, mid-game Templar Assassin. So Union Gaming need to round this one up with some sort of meat. Like a meaty DPS, I guess, someone for an additional late game in case it goes that long. So I'm trying to rattle my brain right now with what kind of options there would be.
I mean, you can't. The thing is, I would have said Centaur, but they already have their offlaner in the Nature's Prophet. But they can throw him in like an aggro try. They can even throw him in a defensive try. He actually has a lot of versatility, so that's something.
Yeah.
And just one of those like strength carries, I guess, that you could use.
Sven, but I don't really see a Sven in this lineup.
I would have said Slardar, but they banned it out.
Is a great one, I would say. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see.
But they banned it out, so like they can't even get the Slardar now, and that's a bit of an issue too. And there are just some inherently tanky like Agi / intelligence heroes as well. I mean, you think about maybe, I guess not so much, but an anti-mage or even a Faceless Void, but still even that's kind of iffy. So maybe a Tiny, but that might not really work as a farming hero. There's a whole lot of options they have when it comes to carry. I mean, you could play a lot of people in that kind of role. So for sneaky Nyx Assassin, however, they need, looks like they need their safe lane farmer here because they have the Templar Assassin going mid, they have the Clockwork going off, the Treant, the Shadow Shaman. The problem with this is right now, Treant's going to have to be in the jungle, so their dual lane's not going to be that good. If Union Gaming go for an aggro tri lane, that's going to be really rough because they have the Chilling Touch, they have the Venomancer. There's no way they can really lock down a hero, that has some sort of escape mechanism, and honestly, that may be something they go for with sneaky Nyx Assassin. Pick up somebody that has like a Time Walk or something that can get them out of trouble for their team.
I mean, if you needed to lose to DPS, a Weaver's still an option that can be in the pool and worked out relatively nicely. And it's still just been pondering my mind with how Union Gaming are going to wrap this one up. I mean, they already did ban out that Slardar, and it's just like, wow, they're going to need something. So Lifestealer, I guess, is still available in there, and he can take a few hits, and he has, I don't. Can you remind me, Rage and Treant Protector's Overgrowth? How do those work together?
Do you mean if the Treant Protector?
If like you have Rage and then you cast Overgrowth, will he be locked?
Oh yeah, no. Okay, I got you. Yeah. If you pop your Rage, after or before the Overgrowth goes, you're gonna get Overgrowth, I believe. But if you pop it after the Overgrowth, you will get out of it, I believe.
So it might not be a great pickup.
Yeah, I mean that's a iffy option though. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, Lifestealer is good. I think in this scenario, actually, I wouldn't mind that at all. But on the other side of things, they pick up the Slark for Sneaky Nyx Assassin, and that is once again a lot of early game pressure here. They have the Serpent Wards, they have Templar Assassin and Slark, who are by nature early game heroes. They'll catch heroes out, they'll do some decent single target and a bit of AoE damage as well. I mean, this is like ganking pick central, and then Union Gaming, they go for a Faceless Void, which maybe indicates this is going to be defensive try instead of aggressive, which should be okay for Sneaky Nyx Assassin. How do you feel about these last two picks, my friend?
Well, I mean, I'm always a big fan of Slark. He's a playmaker, and he's definitely a crowd pleaser. He makes shit happen. An excellent snowball hero, so you can't really hate on that. But, man, this Faceless Void grab, I mean, I like it if he's able to get in there. I mean, Faceless Void, obviously, with the benefit of his initiation factor to throwing up a Chronosphere, but you're going to be dealing with a cog wall in there and a bit of an overgrowth. You're going to have to be careful when you decide to make the fight happen. If you try to go in first and make something happen, you're going to have a lot of defenses to come up from the side of SNA. So it's a little questionable pick. I mean, we'll see how it benefits. He's a guy who does need a lot of farm to really get online.
Yeah, but Ewo, he is one of those guys that can farm, and we saw it yesterday. His last hit's absolutely off the charts. Fantastic GPM, fantastic net worth as we went through the Black of the South, as I like to call him now, and he still has that moniker. He still obviously can farm like crazy, but yeah. We will wait and see. I mean, there's a lot at stake for both teams here, obviously. Sneaky Nyx Assassin getting off to their first game of the ADL right now. Union Gamers, their second series, if you will. And we'll see if they can rebound and get to that 2-1 in their, of course, record here. So, for Union Gamers, we've got Ewo. He's going to be on that Faceless Void. Look at that set, man. That is something else. I don't even know what that mace is. It's like an electric hammer? I'm not even sure. Interesting stuff.
Fabulous.
Yeah, just absolutely fabulous.
Early drink number 1, everyone. If you're playing the Drinking Peruvian Pause game. Just wanted to throw that out.
Take that shot, take that drink, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be here all night. Of course, it is a Wednesday, so don't drink too much. Might have to go to work tomorrow. Oh, jeez. All right, here we go. For the rest of the lineup for Union Gamers. Jericho, hashtag the bomb. He'll be on that Venomancer. Nature's Prophet, going to be played by Angel. Looks like he's going to head up into that top lane, and well, this showcase mode is not that exciting when it's paused, sadly, so we'll get out of there. The Invoker is going to be played up by Citadel or Chisterol in this game, and of course the Ancient Apparition get around it aloud. That's PMJPS.
All right, and for your American side of Dota, America, we're going to have Team Sneaky Nyx Assassins as they start their conga line in this bottom lane. This is going to be very easy for me to introduce right here. Leading off the front, it's going to be none other than new captain, IX Mustache Mike. Handsome gentleman right there on his usual clockwork. Right behind, we got Whitebeard Dota playing your Treant Protector. Following right behind that, we got Sna, or SNA Dota, representing the Templar Assassin. She looks really nice with that set, if I do say so myself. And right behind, we got Ush Dota playing your Slark. And who are we missing right here?
That's
someone.
Fluff and Stuff.
Fluff and Stuff, way behind everyone else. Late to the party on the Shadow Shaman.
Okay, I think he just disregarded my asking of him to change his name and.
Hey, change teams, change life, change name. Why not, right?
Yeah, I guess that's his new name now for, of course, the ADL. And Bright, that's fine. Listen, I understand. Fluff and Stuff might get old. I personally like Fluff and Stuff a lot. He actually changed it to like Fluff for a while, and I kept calling him Fluff and Stuff, and everyone was like, "It's Fluff." Just like, well,
we'll see how bright he is joining this team. I guess.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it. The pun's already coming out from Cattle Guy here. Listen, somebody's got to carry the way with the puns because I certainly can't.
Just an appetizer. It's just an appetizer.
Yeah. You'll see a lot more of that. You'll hear a lot more of that coming through the game. But we are going to jump in, and it looks like, as we expected, it's going to be defensive tries coming out defensive pseudo-try for that Sneaky Nick's Assassin team, as we thought, of course. Whitebeard actually not going for the Quelling Blade, so he's not going to be in the jungle. He's just going to have Leech Seed, and he's going to go into lane right now, which is maybe a misuse of their time and, of course, of their map coverage. I mean, they could just set him in the jungle, and he could last hit and get to, like, level 3 or 4, and it's not like they could really, I think, well, they can bring down Angel. He does have boots, though. That's the problem. Nature's Prophet's not the best at getting out of a bad situation, so it really comes down to which tri-lane can get that first blood, or is it going to be a kill mid that we'll be seeing first?
Well, it's definitely feasible. We've seen PPD play on that Treant and get very aggressive, but can't help but look at mid lane here. Fluff already putting on the early harassment, shoving back Citadel on the Invoker. Knows the Invoker is going to be, pretty strong in this lane early on, so already a little bit of assistance coming out for Sna. We'll see if he can take advantage of that and get a few last hits under his belt.
Yeah, they just want to make sure he secures that side blades, of course, and a couple points of refraction, and he's good from there. Cold Snap obviously pushing him back would be very frustrating. But then again, the Invoker, he's not going to do that much except for right click until he can get to that Invoke, and maybe another point into Quas as well. But I think right now, Fluff just wanted to sit mid and kind of harass the Invoker, making sure he had a rough start. And once Sna gets the side blades going, then he could pretty much just outlane the Invoker from here on out. So that seems to be the case already. He's got 6 last hits for Sna. No big surprise there. Top lane, Angel going to get Leech City. Can they get this kill? Ush is going to look for a pounce, but they're too far already. The tower is right there after all, and they don't want to go for it. So tough start, I guess.
Well, one of the nice things then about Nature's Prophet being your offlaner and trying to make it work is he can always, eject out to the jungle and get a little bit of side reliable farm there, and then make an appearance back if he needs to. I mean, given he will be giving up the lane and getting a lot of extra farm over to Slark, but he also needs farm himself, so it's a nice thing for him to have to fall back on.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see that more and more often now. The jungling heroes, that they can go with the offlane or vice versa. And we see Enigma do it from time to time, but the other one really is the Bat Rider for the most part. Just jump into the jungle after you get level 4 or 5 or something, grab your Tranquil Boots, and even get closer to that Blink Dagger. However, it's going to be probably phased into a Midas, I think, for the Nature's Prophet top, and we'll see if Angel can get to there. He's actually doing a lot of harass damage to Whitebeard. He's got to be careful. Those Treants, they're no joke, despite having only 22 base damage. That's 2 of them just running right at Whitebeard here. He's kind of trying to debate this, I think, and maybe trying to go for something. He does have that living armor, so nothing too crazy going on right now. Not a big surprise that nothing's happening across the map. It's 2 minutes in, and it's just farming central here, I suppose.
It's being pretty tactical right now, and I do like it. Mike's being very cheeky in his bottom lane. When the lane was pushed forward and it was time for the side pull to here and wait, not let it spawn up and then make the rotation all the way back. And both the Venomancer and Ancient Apparition weren't there quick enough to really capitalize on him being around, so he got to get away with it and move right back to the lane.
Yeah, so now he's just going to sit under his tower. He's going to get some last hits here. He's sitting at 3 minutes in, 600 gold already, and he's level 3. What about Angel? He's only level 2, so Mike is having a better time, which actually isn't that much of a surprise, really, considering that, it's a Clockwork and, of course, the Nature's Prophet we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Clockwork also has just that little more benefit if he wants to pull the lane back. I don't know if Mike in particular has been even doing it or even needing to do it, but the most important thing is he hasn't died, he hasn't fed anything over. He's finding a good amount of last hits. 11 last hits for a Clockwork alone going against a tri-lane is really, really good at this point in the game.
Yeah, and they actually went on him. Meanwhile, speaking of going on somebody, getting first blood top is Ush with that pounce. Looks like they caught Angel out of position, maybe using the Leech Seed, I believe, and maybe even the Shackles coming up online as well. Looks like they were. So, nice kill there. Already Angel getting caught out, and it's okay to die once or twice here. This is Nature's Prophet, but he still has to be careful. He doesn't want to leave the lane just yet. He wants to secure this experience and at least try to stop us from just having complete control of the lane. But as it stands now, though, you look at the farm down bottom. Ewo not getting as many last hits as you might anticipate. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade, but still Faceless Void has some decent right-click damage, so he should get some last hits anyways. Mike coming pretty far up, but not really going to go on him there, so interesting stuff.
He's leveling up Rocket too, which is a little interesting. Sometimes you'll see the Clockwork go for the immediate battery assault if they want to go aggressive and try to go for a kill as soon as they reach 6. I don't think Mike's thinking about it like that at all. He's just happy to harass things out and maybe get the lane control in his favor with the help of the Rocket.
Yeah, and actually, level 3 Rocket Flare that's some damage, man. You got to be careful about that. Everyone goes for the battery assault, or at least they split it up usually, but, don't count out Flare. It does require a lot of mana, but it's still very good in terms of dishing out that DPS, that damage, if you will. Top lane, yeah. Maybe a dive on Angel here. The Sprout's going to fly. Living Armor's up as well. Ush looks like he missed the pounce there, trying to get that kill. Had he secured that, they probably get the kill there. Unfortunately, not going to happen. So Angel thanking his lucky stars as he backs off. He's going to eat a tree and be just fine. In the meantime, Sna sitting in the mid lane. Looks like he's going to be going for treads next. Chisterol or Citterol picked up a DD rune, and he's doing pretty well with it. He's only sitting on 19 last hits, though, so he's not necessarily winning this lane, and that's going to be kind of troublesome, but he is an Invoker, and his impact is going to come from that Quas Wex. He already has Tornado skilled up, so he's ready to go with that.
So yeah, he did obviously go with the Quas Wex, not going with any sort of extra cheeky global Quas Exort with the Sunstrike kind of a get-up. He wants to go more crowd control in case things get hairy. For example, if Mike, reaching level 6, tries to set something up with a hook shot, he'll be right there with the Tornado EMP to try to nullify things down a bit. So it's definitely the smarter choice.
Oh, Time Lock Bash down bottom, the Cold Feet as well. Mike almost TPing out. That was the only thing they could have done to get the kill. And yes, Ewo, thank you, Based Ice Frog, with your RNG. Mike will go down there, getting caught out of position. Angel gonna rotate in to get the kill as well. Nice play. Mid lane, though, there's gonna be a Smoke of Deceit gate. Now there's the Shackles up. Leashy's gonna fly as well. Melt Strike going through, doing a lot of damage. Do they have the Ghost Wall coming? He does, but it's a bit too late, and Fluff and Stuff will secure the kill. 2-1 the score now, going the way of Sneaky Nick's Assassin.
Yep, Sneaky Assassin getting one right back for themselves. Nice game work, nice team sense right there to set something up and get redemption on the mid lane. Take down the Invoker. Very, very strong pickup in the mid lane. They were already winning in the top lane, clearly taking down the Nature's Prophet. They were already winning. Mike not handing anything over, having a very successful off lane, and now the mid lane secured. So excellent early game coming out for Sneaky Nick's Assassins.
Yeah, and this is good because, like we said, they have this early game lineup, and that's really nice to have, especially with Mike getting so much farm in this off lane. Yes, he did go down once, but dying once as an off laner is really not that big of a surprise. Angel rotated through to the jungle for a second. He has his phase boots now. Looks like he'll head back over there as well and try to get towards that Midas. He's a bit of ways away there. He's only sitting at 100 gold right now. As it stands, though, with Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they have the Slark. He'll be a bit aggressive pretty soon, I'd imagine. He's already got his Treads and that Orb of Venom. You also have that Templar Assassin. Some rotations as a pushing. It's got to come soon, you have to imagine, for Sneaky Nick's Assassin, right?
Oh, yeah, no. They definitely want to get something going right away. I mean, it's always going to be tricky. The late game will be very questionable, potentially from both sides. There's not any real true late game core coming out for Sneaky Nick's Assassins, and Union Gaming, they have a lot of options they can work with, whether it's split pushing with the Nature's Prophet, if he does finally manage to throw together maybe a Midas and maybe a Necro Book or something like that. So we'll just have to see where the chips land.
Yeah, and the interesting thing to note is also, in Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they're on the dire side. They have a Templar Assassin. Roshan is going to have to be, at some point, an issue, and they're probably going to take it sooner rather than later, especially if they get a medallion up. Angel TP's back top. That is not the TP you were looking for, my friend. You are in some trouble. Shackles are going to go. There's the Dark Pack, the Pounce as well. Easy kill. Rotations coming through, however. Evo maybe looking for a Chronosphere on Ush. Meanwhile, getting chased down on the other side. Jericho getting hexed up, all rotating through from Union Gaming. There's the EMP. Whitebeard trying to back off. Fluff and Stuff will fall, but not before he gets the kill on Jericho. Big fight breaking out. Ush, he's going to use the Shadow Dance. Now, Chronosphere onto 2. Ush in some trouble, about to fall. Do they have enough damage? They do. Snot getting caught out of position here. 3 down now from Snot. He'll use that trap. He's getting time walked forward. Evil's going to slow him down with that right-clicking there. No mana for Meld. No mana. Can he get the regen route? He can. Is it going to save his life? No. He tried to pop it at the very end, but a huge rotation from Union Gamers, and they will pick up like 4 kills there when it's all said and done.
Angel, under his breath, baited, probably. Just like made it happen in the top lane. TP'd up there, unfortunately, got cut off, but man, the Peruvians came together and really laid it on thick and took it right back to SNA. So very nice counter initiation there for Union Gaming. We said don't count them out. I know there's gonna be a bit of bias coming out, but Union Gaming is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, and honestly, that was just a great play. Getting the, of course, Chrono onto 2, nice turnaround. They lost a couple of heroes of their own, but if you look at the gold graph right now, it is only 500 in favor of Snot, and it was actually 1,000 before, so they had a lead, but now it's not so much here. But still, the entire thing was that Clockwork was not involved in that engagement at all. He was just sitting bottom, continuing to farm, which is okay, but as a Clock, you want to be fighting here, which is interesting. Meanwhile, getting caught out, Whitebeard getting, of course, Cold Feet and Cold Snap. He might get locked up there, and Will, he's going to try to Living Armor himself. He's going to try to right-click and Leech Seed. He is going to go down very quickly. Big pickup again. UG, all of a sudden, Onage comes out to them. The announcer's saying it's so. But meanwhile, Ike's Mike hook shot in. Angel in some trouble right now. There's the, of course, Battery Assault. The Flare doing a lot of damage with the Ether Shock. They get him, of course, sprouted up right now. Bright trying to get out. Fluff and Stuff in some trouble. Venomous Gale went. Now Citterol doing work. He's dominating. Mike's too far in. He's got no mana to TP away. Oh, nice ward block coming through from Jericho. Is it going to be enough? Absolutely. Mike is going to get cold feeted. He bought his phase boots before he died, but still, they are throwing this away. I mean, they're being too aggressive here for Sneaky Nick's Assassin.
Yeah, that was too aggressive for their own good. They just got a little too bloodthirsty and tried to jump on Nature's Prophet, but they should have known that after Whitebeard fell over here, help was nearby and on the way, and man, just Ewo now putting frosting on the ownage cake, taking out in the bottom lane, or taking them out in the bottom lane.
Whitebeard dying again in the span of about a minute or so, maybe even less than that, and he's kind of questioning, you know, what do I do in this scenario? He's still a bit squishy. He's level 4. He's not quite 6 yet. Obviously, Rasta is, which is great for them, but all the while, Ush is going to take that tier 1 tower top. His Lothars, his Shadowblade now done, going to be flying out to him. That's a huge item for the Slark, one of the best in the game for that hero. Now, here's the thing, though. While that was all happening, Angel hasn't gotten his Midas just yet. I mean, and you think about Ewo's farm, yes, it's good. The Invoker has his Midas, yes, but you know, if Sna right the ship, and if they get a few good team fights going their way, they might be able to take down a couple towers, and in fact, a couple heroes as well.
I mean, yeah, that could all, you know, fall back on Fluff, and if he could try to get a few levels and get those wards built up for a nice heavy push. I mean, their heroes are very good at bursting down. If they manage to catch anyone off with the help of Mike, they could definitely get the numbers in their favor and then go for some early push. Right now, they're thinking about doing on Roche, and this is a nice thing about having a Shadow Shaman, especially on your dire side, is it's so easy to sneak in a Roche with the help of those wards, but man, the Peruvian's already onto it. Throw out the Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, catching on him. Invis Whitebeard nearby. So he's there as a bodyguard, and it looks like Union Gamer are thinking about making a jump in. Nope, every Mike jumping in, the true American, going right for it, and meanwhile Venomous blasting out his ultimate. EMP to fly, he has nothing else to work with, but Battery Salt is more than enough, but he will have to sacrifice himself over. Roshan does fall, and it does go into the hands of Sna here, as they think about making a go fight. Citadel, Ghost Walk, marching himself right on through. They see Sna very, very low. He does have the Aegis V is caught out, but goes and in the meantime, throws out a bit of a rend. Tornado will fly and catch, throws him up in the air. Ice Blast as well, almost. Would have been very cute, but he does get away.
Yeah, and that was a nice engagement from Mike. He, of course, made it sure that they could get that Roche if they had enough time to finish it up. Ewo, his Chronosphere was in fact on cooldown, so he couldn't pick up a kill there on Sna with the Aegis, obviously, so Sna will get away, and that does help out Sneaky Nick's Assassin a lot. That's a big influx of gold and experience going their way. Obviously, Ush being a part of the engagement there a little bit, but Clockwork being, of course, the initiator, and of course, grabbing that kill, or at least the assist. Now they do have a 2,000 gold lead going their way and a 500 experience lead. So as it stands, it's really going to come down to this Faceless Void. There's already a lot of Midases coming through. Midases coming through for both sides. You can see one's up for Sna. There's about to be 3 coming through from Union Gamers as Angel. He's getting closer and closer to his. So that's like, if you think about it in terms of just who's got more Midases, maybe Union Gamers win because of it, so we'll see. Meanwhile, Ush pouncing Angel, well, that's not going to help your Midas timing, my friend.
No, certainly not. Angel will end up falling. There goes the Ice Blast. Is a bit of harassment there on Fluff in the bottom lane as they're looking to push forward in this tier 1 tower. He will end up dropping the wards here as they do commit for taking it down, and it should be an easy catch-up for themselves. Union Gaming nowhere near to try to contest it. They're just looking for their own farm time in the meanwhile.
Yeah, Ewo's up top right now. He's not going to be able to take this tower, and if they rotate especially, there should be still fortification, and is. Meanwhile, there's 2 heroes mid. That's Citadel as well as Jericho. Sna's going to go ahead and take this farm right now, so back to basics here, back to farming, maybe a bit of pushing coming down, is maybe they're looking for a tier 2 tower down bottom there. No Serpent Wards for 80 seconds. They're going to TP to the tier 2 top and try to defend this as Angel and Ewo are combining up to try to go for this tier 1 tower here. And maybe a 3rd and a 4th hero coming in from Union Gamers as well.
I wish they had started going for this tower a little bit sooner while they were losing their bottom tier 1, so now it might be questionable if they want to commit to it or not. Mike's nearby in case they want to make the rotation. It looks like they will, already 1 TP, and just like that, Union Gaming do have to pull back, so I wish they committed going for that tower a little bit sooner and made it an even trade, but for now they're going to have to fall back and just kind of regroup.
Yeah, and as you can see right now, that actually gives room for Sneaky Nick's Assassins to group up mid and try to go for this tier 1 tower mid. Obviously, Fluff and stuff, his ward's still down for 42 seconds, and he can't quite get those up until obviously they're off cooldown, but the more important thing is, are they going to work on defending this tier 1 tower top? They have a couple people still mid or bottom, maybe going to rotate through. There's the fortification from the Radiant side, so Sna trying to do his best to try to take down this tier 1 tower. Looks like there will be a fort top as well. Is there going to be an initiation? Mike, we're going to look for him. He's going to be the one to hookshot in right now, and it looks like they're just going to give this tower away. It's still getting very low here. The fortification already went, and the tower will fall to Angel, who now has his Midas recipe, and of course his Midas is in fact done. All the meanwhile, Fluff trying to push bottom, but he's going to get caught. And Citadel looking to chase. Tornado, EMP. No, Fluff, this is not where you want to be, my friend. Nice Hex goes through. All the meanwhile, though, top lane, they get the Ancient Apparition. That's Clockwork getting it. Fluff and stuff getting caught out. No mana to TP away. Nice cold snap, and of course Ewo coming through just to secure that last hit and get the kill.
And dirty little Fluff in that bottom lane, the blog boy himself. He's trying to see if he could sneak in a tier 2 tower while there was action on the top lane. He was like 10 seconds away. He'd have the wards available to drop him quickly and see if he can quickly catch it off. But Invoker, quick ping out, goes right for it and takes him down in the end.
That was optimistic, I think, from Fluff at the best point. I mean, there was no way they were going to let him have that tier 2 tower. That's a pretty valuable tower when you think about it from the Radiant side. That's a tower that can get you to Roche a bit quicker. Obviously, they still have this tier 1 tower mid, which is a pretty good tower, but that's about to fall soon, so there's no way Fluff is getting that tower. Yes, you got to kill top for Mike, and obviously a couple of heroes getting involved in that, but now the push comes through from Union Gamers. They want to control the pace of the game. They have the Nature's Prophet, they have the Midas, they're going for a Necro now, they have the Plague Wards here, so it's push versus push strategy, it seems. The team fight's coming through a couple of times here and there, but looks like they can't defend this. There's going to be the MP, the Tornado as well. And Bright, Fluff in trouble. Now he's got to get Chronosphere up. Fluff and stuff. TP in from Sna right on top of the Chrono. Ice Blast is going to fly. That'll help on Sna. You can see Ush going to town on Jericho, though. Oh. Dark Pack doing work. Hook shot in. There's the Overgrowth. A lot of damage coming through. Sna trying to fight. Angel maybe in some trouble right now. Ewo, he's going to have to time walk away. Not the longest time walk in the world. Ixmic getting cold feeded up. Will it latch? No. There's the Living Armor. Shackles up. That's the PM GPS. They'll take him down and try to drive by. Now looking for Ewo. This might be a hugely bad fight for UG. Ewo trying to time walk away, and he might do so. He's on the low ground. Can they get this kill? There's the Hex up. The Ward Trap coming through as well. Right next to the tower. Well played, Fluff. Getting back into it. Throwing up the wards. Throwing up the shackle. They're not done yet. Citadel getting caught out. No mana to Ghost Walk. Venomous Gale might have hit, but it doesn't matter. Onage now going the way of Sneaky Nyx Assassin. After they take 5 or so kills in that last fight, man.
And Sneaky Nyx Assassins, I salute you, American squad. They come right back into it thinking that the Peruvians are going to be coming on top in that one, but they just run it right back, trying to go for our tier 2 tower, trying to make a jump on Fluff. They do end up taking him down, but man, they take it right back to him, and then this Fluff coming back at the very end with a nice set of wards to both kill and take the tower. Very nice.
He actually bought back for that, and he got so much money for it too after, of course, that penalty was gone, that he was able to buy a Blink Dagger right now. So I mean, that's one of those buybacks that you're like, yes, that
worth
is
it.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say worth it for sure. And he's like, that's probably another one where he's like baited after the Chronosphere came out and he died. He's just like baited. So nice job from Fluff showing his stuff there. Rhyme intended for sure. Venomancer now, it's not got a whole lot of stuff there in the bank. There's a BKB though for Slark and Ush Dota, and it looks like Sneaky Nyx Assassin. They're looking strong. Maybe wait for the next Aegis or Roshan and go from there.
I think they should just keep this momentum going while they got it. I mean, there's still a lot of Midases on the side of Union Gaming, and Faceless Void is no one to scoff at in the late game. So I don't think that even Sneaky Nyx Assassin should even let the game even risk going that long. So I say come together like they are now, throw out the smoke, and make something happen.
Also, look at this greedy build from Ewo, and this is one of those builds where you're like, if you're somebody that could farm like crazy, yes. And Ewo can, but like Battle Fury Midas, he's not even close to finishing that up unless it's, well, actually he is. That broadsword's on the courier, and of course the Void Stone's there as well. Meanwhile, mid Jericho getting obliterated. That's going to be Ush grabbing the kill with Pounce. Onage still going their way, but Ewo. Midas and a Battle Fury, that is one of the greediest builds I've ever seen. If this goes late, I think they'll take it, but that's a big if as of right now. Is already mid lane hook shot in from Ixmic going through long range from downtown, if you will. Nice ward chap. Citadel, he's stuck. He can't move. Neither can pay him JPS, but of course Citadel, he's got that 4-step, going to help him out. They take up another kill. That'll be on the Ancient Apparition. Now they'll work on the tier 2 tower. I didn't think they were going to die for that. My camera wasn't even looking at that Invoker, but he died anyways. There's the Overgrowth Angel taking a lot of damage from the Meld Strike. However, Ewo coming to the rescue here. Nice hex up from Fluff to blink over the Chronosphere. Fluff maybe in trouble, but he's accomplished what he wanted to. Ewo getting caught out. No time walk for 5 seconds. Boom, he is dead. And now Sna are rolling. So after a bit of a misplay here and there, of course, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes in, they've gotten pretty much, not necessarily the victory secured, but they're looking very strong right now.
And bodyguard, bright boy, Fluff jumping right in, waiting on the outskirts of the opportunity, jumps right in, catches Faceless Void while he throws up the Chronosphere and rendering it utterly useless as he's just a measly little chicken and can't get anything done. So very nice, sacrifices himself for it, but it's well worth worth it in the end. They're still running on top right now. They still need to keep the aggression on their side. I mean, Faceless Void, questionable pickup with the Battle Fury, but it's more of a farming tool for himself, so you know, hopefully he can get a little more time in to build a lot more CS and a lot more farm for himself. But if Sneaky Nyx Assassins keep this going, they're going to have a hold of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, as it stands, they have almost a 7,500, I should say, 7,500 gold lead altogether. And, of course, the 10,000 experience lead coming out as well. Roshan is now up, and it looks like that should be Sneaky Nyx Assassins' next objective here. I mean, there's a couple tier 2 towers that they could take down with the Serpent Wards, but an Aegis would certainly help them in that scenario. BKB now up for the Templar Assassin. Item-wise, they've got everything going for them. Battle Fury is done for Evo, yes, and they do have 3 Midases. So if this game goes late enough, and we keep saying that, Midases and Battle Furies are going to start paying off. Meanwhile, there was a smoke down bottom coming out from Union Gamers. It didn't pay off there. There's another one on the Ancient Apparition if they want to go for it. And everyone's back to farming again as it's hitting the 20-minute mark in this game.
Ideally, we would like Fluff to get level 11 so we can get those level 2 wards. Those would be pretty handy in the, I'm sure, what will be an upcoming Roche Pit fight-off right here, a battle royale, if you will. He doesn't immediately jump in level 1 ward as they think they can try to sneak in this Roche very quickly as Union Gaming moved to the bottom lane, but they actually have a smoke right now. They're going to go there as soon as possible. Mark, this is going to get hairy real quick, and Mike is looking to try to do the same thing in Bodyguard. Hook himself in, play out the cogs, and just sacrifice himself potentially for the Roche.
There's the Sprout, hook shot misses, but he does get the cogs up right now. Cold Feet flying through Tornado and EMP doing work. BKB's aplenty coming out from Snout. They'll take one. That, of course, is the Nature's Prophet. PMJPS in some trouble. Ice Blast coming through. That's going to hit on Mike, doing a lot of damage. Overgrowth from the low ground. Chronosphere is going to fly. Evo trying to do work on Fluff and stuff. They'll grab that kill. They need to get out now, though. Of course, there is a 2-for-2 trade here. Ush looking for more. There's the pounce up. Jericho will be the next to fall. Dark Pack, that's a double kill for Ush Dota. Man, you saw those BKBs coming in full force, and you're absolutely right, there was a Roche fight, and boy, it was a bloodbath.
Man, and they didn't really even have Invoker there to help out, and that's the crowd control you really needed for that one. But the problem is these supports now are just so weak on Union Gaming. They're just so easy to clean up from the heavy burst coming out from SNA, or SNA rather, and all the heavy bursts that they can put out very quickly. So it's rough. They're going to have to try to hold this one out a lot longer, but Sneaky Nyx Assassins, man. Next step is kind of take down these last tier 2 towers and try to suffocate them into the base.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're in a good position to do that and do just that. But I was actually going to say, had there been, depending on how the fight went, at that Roche Pit, SNA might have just won the game there outright. But because there were a couple kills that or deaths that they lost, I think that Union Gamers still have a chance in this one. Obviously, it's never too late when you have the Battle Fury. It's never too late when you have the Hand of Midas. But Ush he's looking for a kill, man. And Evo might be that kill target. He has the Time Walk, looking for a pounce. There's going to be the right click coming through, taking the damage. Time Walk's going to come in just a second to the trees right now. Nice bash up coming from Ush. Do they have enough damage? It looks like no. The Shadow Dance coming through. Evo's got a TP out there. No way Ush can get a bash off before he gets his way out of that bad predicament. So 23 minutes in, and they're still trying to be aggressive now. For Union Gamers, what do you do in this scenario? Because you're losing map control, do you still try to farm anyways?
You need to make sure that everyone's close enough so that the next time a fight breaks out, we have everyone there and everyone involved. I mean, if they lose another team fight, they could potentially lose a set of racks. It's that easy, especially when you have a Shadow Shaman on your team. Yeah. So, you know, make sure you have everyone together. You can't afford these situations where, you know, one person's off trying to side farm or rat it up or whatever. So if the next fight's going to be the end of it, let's stay close and stay together. Let's try to find reliable farm rather for the people who matter, the Faceless Void and maybe the Invoker to set things up. You know, we'll see if we can get a nice Ice Blast in there and just try to hold our own and push it even further into the late game.
Yeah, and you know, this is, speaking of the Ice Blast and the Ancient Apparition, he's level 8. He's not even able to get an Aghanim Scepter or even get close right now, and this is one of those items that you pretty much have to see on an Ancient Apparition. Meanwhile, Chronosphere and the Ice Blast combining up mid. Now you see the Refraction, you see the Living Armor doing so much work. Evo's like, well, I can't get that kill, I better back off now. Oh boy, is he in some trouble. Hex is going to come out in just a second. Fluff looks like he's getting blocked. His pathing, not the best. Wow, long range hook shot from Mike. He really wanted that kill, huh?
Faceless Void. I mean, admirable, but no. It was a valiant effort, but unfortunately, that's not what you want to do at this late in the game. You want to stay as 5. I mean, it may look like a juicy, succulent Templar Assassin, but oh man, IX Mike with the jump in, Cogs up on 2. This is a quick takedown. This could be the end of the game right here. Fluff just needs to build up some mana, but he uses it for now on the shackles, holding off Jericho on the side, who spazzes out the ultimate in desperation as he's hexed up, taken down with the help of the overgrowth right now, and he will fall. 2 buybacks coming out from Nature's. There's the AA ult. Ice Blast on a lot of them as they're going to be very low. They won't be able to actually push in now. They have to pull back, but they're very, very happy with this exchange and the buybacks.
I can only say one thing about that initiation from IX Mike 88, and that is sexual. Meanwhile, Angel getting caught out, beyond godlike coming for Ush, looking for more. Citadel getting bashed up, another hook shot coming in. IX Mike showing off his inner ball, but he has the Aghanim Scepter up, and he's doing work. They'll take 4 down, and honestly, they are on a warpath. Evo, the last to be alive here for Union Gamers, but oh boy.
We need 100 more mana for the wards. That would help so much, but Fluff doesn't have it. They threw out the arcanes, but it wasn't enough. But instead, for now, maybe they could just hope for.
They're sipping him the bottle. They're sipping him the bottle. That's how much they want.
They have to. They still can't do it yet.
Come on. Arcanes are off in 6 though. I mean, but maybe they don't even need wards for this Rax. It looks like
it would guarantee them though they can get out very quickly.
Yeah, I'd agree. It'd make them feel a bit more comfortable. But as it stands now, they could take maybe even just the melee and leave. Yeah, with Serpent Wars, they could have definitely taken the range Rax there, but they didn't want to risk anything, and I admire that play. They'll back off now, and the game gets that much harder for Union Gamers. So
they should just cut to the top 2 tower with the wards. Then just get a little bit gold wall if it's out of it. Why not, right? But for now, they're just gonna do the straight. Everyone spread. 2 go down the middle, 1 goes up top, couple go down the bottom, and we'll just kind of regroup in the meantime. But they gotta keep the pressure going. I say, keep it going. You're doing good.
It's one of those chat wheel phrases. There's a chat wheel phrase actually called "split up and farm," and I can't tell you how often I want to use that one. I don't even have it bound, but like it's so nice. It's like, all right, everybody, split up and farm. Go.
I mean, they did the full run all the way back to base. Just okay, long, hard fight, everyone. Let's go
take
back.
A breather.
Have a snack.
We have some, of course, orange slices in the cooler there at halftime. You guys can eat on those.
Yourself a Capri Sun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a child soccer game, if you will. So, but Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they're taking this seriously, and for good. I mean, this is they. Other than that, like we talked about it, that kind of, I guess, gray period in like 10 minutes when they kind of lost a couple of fights or a bit too aggressive. They're just on the ball right now. It's absolutely disgusting how much better they're playing than earlier,
No, of course. I mean, they really stepped it up. It was a bit questionable there in the early mid game, if you will, the medium rare of the game, I guess you could say. So, but we're like, they definitely have come up on top at this point. I still wouldn't say that they shut the door or put the lid on it, but they're looking to do that right now. As there's a big congregation down here in the bottom lane. Mike scouts out with a rocket. And looking for maybe a potential pickoff hook shot right here. Venomancer, I don't know what he's thinking, trying to wave in his flag in the front. I guess he's trying to sidestep the hook if it was to come out, but they're just kind of guaranteeing this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, that's, I mean, at this point in time, that's what they need to do. Just continue to grab that farm that's on the map for them, including the tier 2 towers. There is that one top. I don't know if they want to force this right now. They've got to be careful. Their top lane is pushed in. They could go back and farm that, then push into the tier 2 tower there. Roshan, he'll be up in anywhere from like, 2 to 4 or 5 minutes or so. So at this point, they can wait. They can, like you said, play methodically, kind of just get the towers and then go from there. All the while, Evo, he is getting some CS. He's jumped up to number 3 in terms of net worth right now, and he's going for what seems to be a BKB as he has his Mirthwood Hammer, unless he wants to go for Desolator, question mark. But is that going to be enough here? He's looking to try to fight. Sna has Invis. They're going to catch out Evo
that's
here.
That's why he needs BKB.
Yeah, that's exactly why. I'm not even sure it would have helped there. He got caught so very quickly. And of
he
course
wants to have a BKB because he's been spending a lot of time in this game as a chicken.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Now, Citadel getting caught out. Hook shot looks like a miss there. BKB going for Ush a bit too prematurely, I'd say. They almost grabbed the kill. Ewo has to buy back the Necro Warrior coming through. They can take that down with Refraction and just kill that real quick. And that'll be on cooldown for another like 80 seconds or so. Yeah, there it is. So you got to hand it to Union. They're not handing this game over, but it's starting to get really tough for them. I mean, they're moments away, I'd say, from losing another set of racks and therefore the game.
Yeah, we were saying, saying before, The next game plan for Sneaky Nick Assassins, clear out all the rest of the outer towers. The last remaining one is on the top. Then you can really suffocate Union Gaming into the base. Does not allow Nature's Prophet to really risk going out, trying to split push on his own. He's been congested with the rest of the team, which is something you ideally don't want out of a Nature's Prophet who has something like a Necrobook. He has to use it all defensively right now. So
yeah.
it's not really ideally the situation you ask for when you have a Nature's Prophet on your team at this point in the game.
Honestly, and that pick is
under attack.
It seemed kind of questionable at the time, and as of right now, it's just, I understand what they're trying to go for, and they actually grabbed a couple of towers, but the problem is that they wanted that quick kind of gold, and they wanted that quick kind of experience, but Evo requires the kind of late game. He requires, especially if you're going for the Midas and the Battle Fury, it's not like he went for a Mask of Madness. He's able to do damage in that Chronosphere. He's not able to do a whole lot right now, and because of the fact that his team is going for these quick towers early on in the game, he's not able to transition into something that'll help him out in the early game, whereas you have a Slark, you have a Templar Assassin who grabs some quick, early items, like a Lothars, like a BKB, a Basher. Now there's a Scotty up for the Slark, there's of course the Scythe of Eyes up for Templar Assassin. They're getting more done, they're getting better itemization for their heroes here, whereas the rest of Union gamers, they can only sit back and kind of watch their tier 2 towers fall, and maybe even lose their Citadel Invoker player. Hookshot coming through long range, not even necessary. Yeah.
That was an unnecessary giveaway. No buyback for him at this point. I mean, they just got that. That was a delicious, sweet bonus on top of going for this tower, which they were going to pretty much guarantee regardless. They don't even need to use the wards. Still got them on lockdown if necessary. They're going to look to take the high hill and throw them right down, and it's either defend or fight right now for Union Gaming, who are already down one man.
Absolutely right now, and you can look, I was just trying to wrap around the backside, but they do have that, of course, Sentry Ward there, and a nice place Sentry Ward from Union just to make sure that they don't get caught out of position coming from the mid-racks. We'll see if they want to go counter ward that. They should have that gem still. There was that gem up for the Dire Team. Yeah, IX Mike has it, so they could walk through, counter ward the Sentry, but it looks like they want to head to Roche. They, I think, have the trap here, so they have the vision, and that means they're going to take a quick Aegis and then get back to, of course, the grind.
Yep, they're going to just do the safe thing for now, pull all the way back. Grab up that Aegis right now. Not even going to need to use the wards. Still hold them in the meantime. Union Gaming, they can't afford to leave that front gate of their base for now. They're just going to slowly try to push everything back out and continue to remain congested in this base. And I think what it just comes down to, I don't want to say they were outplayed. I would definitely say this was an outdraft. We thought that the global setup was something very spicy and nice, but the fortification and just the heavy burst and bring down power and the extra little pushing ability that Sneaky Nyx Assassin has is just so nice.
And honestly, I think you bring up a good point, especially with the draft. How much did this Venomancer do against the Templar Assassin? How much global strategy did they put on? How much pushing power did they put on? And honestly, a bit, but not that much. And even the Templar Assassin thing, it really didn't accomplish a whole lot in terms of the Venomancer trying to kill somebody. So now Ewo looks like he's going to get caught out. There's the Hex going through. His BKB still not done. Nice backtrack. He's going to get hookshotted in, though. Ewo, nice time walk away. Still very low. He's going to get flared to death. Now IX Mike backing off. Cold feet it up. There's the Ice Blast. They're going to defend him. Angel's trying to run in. You have the Necrobook going to work there, but now on the other side of things, Ush, BKB's up. Kills Angel rather quickly. Citadel getting caught out of position. Mike does fall. That's the gem, of course, and that's the Necro doing a lot of work, and if they just had that a bit earlier, they could maybe clean up in team fights, but as it stands now, it's a 2-for-1 trade. Mike's only down for 42 seconds. They have the Serpent Ward still going, and Fluffs is pushing down that bottom lane right now.
The blog boy's back in the bottom lane once again, seeing if he could take another roll of the dice in this bottom, see if he can get those wards down and push in this bottom lane. But it looks like the rest of the team's actually going to join him, coming in from the north. Faceless Void still down. Here comes a very defensive Ice Blast that doesn't land on anyone. The ward's already down doing work. EMP doesn't really quite land. A very aggressive Ush rather, moves in and gets pushed back, but they're doing their job right now, forcing him back while the wards do work on the base right now, and this has got to be it. Union Gaming now rallied like pigs in a pen, right back in the fountain. They're doing such a great job. They're hurting him like sheepdogs right now, shoving him back into the fountain. Good, look at that bodyguard. Slark, so handsome right now, beating him back into the fountain.
Yeah, he's just kind of being just so oppressive here. He's absolutely going to town. Oh, double kill coming out from Ush, and the Shadow Dance to make sure he survives. That is going to be it for game number 1. Union Gamers, they'll take the loss. Sna, well, really good play coming out for pretty much the entire game. A couple of misplays here and there. Excellent ward usage coming out from Fluff and stuff, showing his worth. IX Mike with some absolutely Craigasmic initiations coming through. Sna, they'll take game 1. We'll take a quick break, but I don't know, man. Good game. Good game for Sneaky Nyx Assassins.
Great game, great start, great first game for them to make in the ADL, absolutely. I mean, they've been coming off a loss. They had a 0-2 series going against Dog, so this is something they definitely wanted, and they went really hard for it, and I think they pretty much I didn't say they had it in the bag from the draft alone, but the draft I would say was the major factor in this one.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I would definitely agree with you, and they played so well as well. But we are going to get into a bit of a break here. We're going to take a quick break, go into game number 2 in just a second, guys. Once again, this is the American Dota League Season 2, day number 2, sponsored by none other than SteelSeries, brought to you by High Ground TV. Make sure you guys check out www.highgroundtv. All of our stuff is going to be located there, including an interview with Liquid Bulba. That is, of course, myself, which you can follow me at Dota2 on Twitter. And that's Kyle Guy. We can follow at Kyle Guy, and What Is Hip. We can follow at What Is Hip TV. So we'll take a quick break. Kyle Guy, any shout-outs before we head out of here?
Nope, I think we're ready to go. You did everything for me perfectly, Mott. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 2.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Stick around.